grab your fam and grab some ghosts because it's time for family art making. What's up, Ringling fam? It's Callie, and for today's art project, we are making some vanishing ghost art. How spooky! This project is a lot of fun and really easy to make. And there's a lot of different materials you can use, so no worries if you don't have exactly what I have in my little video tutorial, okay? But before we make our ghost paintings, I want to show you a work of art, a glass sculpture actually, that we have at the Ringling Museum that reminds me of a ghostly vanishing figure. Ooh.
The artwork I've chosen for our fam today is a beautiful glass sculpture that we have in the Kotler at Coville Glass Pavilion. And if you're not familiar with the Glass Pavilion, a lot of people who come to the Ringling, even if they've been a bunch of times, they accidentally miss it. So when you first enter and you go where you buy your tickets and stuff in the Visitors Pavilion, before you walk through those glass doors, turn right and you will see the Glass Pavilion. And the Glass Pavilion is always free, so you don't even need a ticket to see this beautiful sculpture. So this sculpture is called Rose Dress, and it is by an artist named Karen Lamont. And unlike a lot of the artwork that we have at the Ringling, it is very, very new. It was only made in 2002. I think it's always kind of fun to look at contemporary artwork, and contemporary artwork just means art that is happening right now, art that's being made in the now time. I chose this artwork because it's very ghost-like, isn't it? It looks like there's a person maybe in this dress, but there's not. It's kind of creepy, kind of spooky, but really cool at the same time. Lamont says that she wants to investigate the tension or the conflict or the fight between body and the spirit. And you can definitely see that in this sculpture. You can see a body against the fabric, but there's no body there. You can just see one. It's implied by the shape that you see that the dress is molded to. You're probably wondering, now how did Lamont make this dress? Because did someone have to be in it? Did she sculpt this glass around a human person? Well, let me tell you, Lamont uses a technique called lost wax. So she begins by sculpting the desired shape, so the body, the dress, things like that, in wax. And then she covers it in a plaster mold. Then the wax is heated and it melts away. After it's melted away, glass is poured inside the mold, and then once it cools, the cast, that plaster cast I mentioned, is removed, and then they sand down the glass to remove any, little pieces that might not look exactly right from the mold. And then all the pieces are fused together and you get an artwork like you see in front of you. This technique is a little bit intense for a fan project. Don't worry, you're not gonna need glass or wax or plaster or anything crazy like that. But it does have a similar idea in that we are taking something, using it as kind of like our mold, and then we're moving it to show our final artwork, but ours will be ghosts.
The materials that you will need for this project are kind of up to you, whatever you have at home, but you'll definitely need some paper, some scissors, something to draw with. I used a crayon, you can use a pencil, pen, anything like that. And then you'll need some paint, but then to apply the paint, I'm using Q-tips, but if you don't have Q-tips, no worries. You can use the eraser of a pencil will get those little dots. You could also use your fingers or a cotton ball, anything you have that will apply the paint. So it starts off pretty simple. Draw your different ghostly figures however you like. I made kind of the traditional cute little sheet ghosts. So you want to make a bunch of those in different poses and things to add a variety to your artwork. And then you just want to cut them out. And you want to pick out some paint. I picked some spooky colors, some purple and black and sparkly gold. So what you want to do is hold down your ghostie, put him on the paper where you want. You could also use painter's tape, so painter's tape specifically, so when you remove your ghostie, it doesn't rip the paper. But I just held him down with my finger, and I dipped my Q-tip into the paint color that I wanted, and you want to dot around the edges of your ghostie. So what this will do is the paint and the dots will build up around the ghost, and then once you remove your little paper ghost, his shadow will be left behind, woo, as he's vanishing into the dots. So I made a bunch of different ones in a bunch of different colors and poses. Also, just a fun trick, if you don't have like a paper plate or something to put your paint on, you can use literally anything you have. This is a piece of cardboard from a box of crackers that I had in my pantry, and I'm putting my paint on that. So, you know, recycle what you have in your pantry for a paint palette. After I removed my little paper ghostie, I gave them little spooky, scared faces, some little spooky smiling faces. And then I just went in and added more dots around it because I just thought it was fun and cute. You can do whatever you want to. You could even paint a background, like a scene, like maybe like a spooky landscape like last week, and then put your ghosties in it. Whatever you want to do, of course, it is up to you. If you want to, you could even give your little ghosts some names, maybe give them some stories of how they became ghosts, what they do as ghosts. Are they friendly ghosts, scary ghosts? Mine look pretty friendly. They're pretty cutesy ghosts, so I think mine are pretty friendly ghosts that do things like your laundry or your dishes while you're at work. I wish I had a friendly ghost who did my laundry and my dishes while I was at work. Also at the end, I added some glow-in-the-dark glitter that I had. This glow-in-the-dark glitter is really fun, and hopefully tonight when it's a little bit darker in my apartment, I can get a good video of the glitter glowing in the dark. If you do buy glow-in-the-dark glitter for any of your spooky art project, remember it works best if you use like a flashlight. I'm gonna use my phone flashlight to hold it up to the glitter and kind of let it quote-unquote activate the glow in the dark and get the light on the glitter and then turn the lights off and look at it glow in the dark. So hopefully that'll work, and if not, we'll still have some cute sparkly ghosts. And here is my finished vanishing ghost art. I think it turned out really cute and a little bit silly, just how I like it. I would love to see your vanishing ghosts, so you can send us a picture of your artwork at the Ringling Facebook page, the Family Programs Facebook page, or send us an email at education@ringling.org. Let us know if you don't mind if we share it on our social media, because I know our other Ringling fam would love to see your artwork. That's all I have for you today. Remember, next Saturday will be our last spooky Saturday, so don't miss out on that one either. It's also going to be a lot of fun, but I will see you next time in the same time at the same place. Bye!